My name is Momoka, and I'm an employee working in the accounting department of a general company. Although our department is always busy with numbers, it's quite a fulfilling job. Everyone at work gets along well, and in my personal life, I'm engaged to Haruo, whom I've been dating for 3 years. Both my career and personal life were going smoothly. I live alone and plan to move in with Haruo before we get married, so first, we decided to visit his parents' house to greet them. When we arrived at his family's house.
Oh my, a wedding is such a joyous occasion, isn't it?
Right, Mom.
Thank you very much. Actually, I was raised in a single-parent family. I was worried that this might be an issue, but they welcomed the news of my marriage to Haruo. My family home is in a pretty rural area, so getting there felt like a mini trip, involving several train changes, including the bullet train. We planned to stay for about 3 nights, so while I was looking forward to it, upon reaching the nearest station.
Didn't you say your family has been running their own business for a long time, Momoka?
Yes, that's right. Just like we briefly talked about our families before.
I remember something about having a really vast piece of land.
Yeah. Maybe it's easier to understand if I compare it to the size of several Tokyo domes? Haruo looked somewhat distressed. Maybe he was tired from the long trip. Thinking this, I decided to take a taxi instead of the bus. When we entered the grounds of my family home, my parents were there to greet us. As we got out of the taxi.
Hey, this is Momoka's. What? Is this a hut?
Yep, this is our property. Let's greet my parents first since they're here.
Can we pretend this visit never happened? I just remembered an important matter I absolutely can't miss.
What? Wait, you're leaving? Wait, Haruo. Saying that, Haruo jumped back into the taxi he arrived in and left. I returned to my family home with my parents who had arrived just then, only to find preparations for a welcome celebration. Feeling apologetic, my mother suggested we have a meal, treating me as usual. During my stay, I was unable to contact Haruo at all. When I returned home from visiting my parents. Phew, my mom's cooking is always so delicious. Ah. Haruo. Hello.
Momoka, about our marriage, let's pretend it never happened.
What? What are you talking about? Wait a minute, what's the reason?
The reason doesn't matter. Just forget about the marriage. Well, that's the message I wanted to convey. See ya.
Message. Ah. Hello. He hung up. What suddenly happened? Suddenly, Haruo called off the marriage. He just said that and hung up the phone. However, we work at the same place, and Haruo had been talking about our engagement to others. So everyone knew that I was supposed to marry Haruo. But then, I heard from a colleague that Haruo was spreading rumors at work that I had deceived him. Without a chance to talk, I coincidentally encountered him after work. Haruo, can you stop spreading false rumors about me at work?
I haven't lied about anything. I just spoke my mind honestly.
Even if that's true, what's this about being deceived by me? When did I ever deceive you? I want you to explain.
Momoka, you live in such a nice apartment now. You said we were going for a marriage greeting, but you took me to that rundown house. Living in such a shabby place, it's just too much.
What?
You said you were rich, with a lot of land. But in reality, it was just a shabby hut. A barack like that is a family home. It's just unimaginable.
Barack, what are you talking about?
Oh, I see. You thought once we were engaged, everything would work out. So you lured me in, living in a fancy apartment beyond your means.
Haruo, I really don't understand what you're saying.
To think you were putting on such a poor act, even lying to me. I thought being with a landowner meant a secure future. But the reality is completely different.
Calm down. Seriously, I don't understand what you're talking about.
Don't play dumb. My mom was furious that she was deceived. Given how things have turned out, I might take this further. That's why. I'm consulting with a lawyer, so don't talk to me directly anymore. Got it.
I couldn't understand at all what Haruo was saying. However, it was clear enough that he was ridiculing me. Therefore, I went back to my family home again and talked to my mother about what had happened and the broken engagement. A week later, after I had started preparing what was necessary, Haruo and his mother suddenly came to my apartment saying they wanted to talk one last time.
Hey! It's about time you pay the consolation money.
Aren't you consulting a lawyer? Weren't we supposed to not talk directly?
I was going to engage a lawyer, but I thought it's too pitiful for you, so I stopped that. I never imagined you lived in such a shabby house. You deceived me for 3 years, so prepare the consolation money quickly.
I never said I lived there.
Oh my. How dare you be so brazen in such a terrible situation? You should be grateful that I haven't made a bigger fuss.
That's not my family home. It's just a hut, like Haruo said. It's just a shed where the gardener stores tools and such. Sometimes it gets repaired, but there's no need to make it fancy.
What? But you said we entered your property. There was no other building except that shabby hut.
That's why I said the land is extremely vast. If you go a bit further by taxi from there, that's where my house is.
Haruo-chan, didn't you listen properly?
But Momoka was the one who said misleading things.
Huh?
Well, never mind. Just pay us 3 million yen as consolation, and we'll forgive you.
No. I was the one unilaterally broken off with. So it's us who should be claiming consolation money, and you'll be the one paying. For further discussions, let's have our lawyers handle it. I wished I could feel relieved that things had settled down, but the rumors that had spread in the office hadn't disappeared yet. Furthermore, Haruo himself was a nuisance, whispering various things as we passed in the hallway. Considering all this, I decided it was a good time to hand over my responsibilities and left the company after 2 months. I decided to return to my hometown, while packing with my brother Momoda, who had come to help.
Sis, there's a man and an old lady at the door.
What? Who?
Oh, this room feels strangely familiar after such a long time.
Ugh. Haruo, and your mother too. What do you want? Can't you see I'm busy right now?
I've decided to marry you after all.
Why did you hide such an important thing, dear? Your family started from farming and now runs a famous processed goods company, right?
What are you two even doing here?
Ah. You're the lawyer Momoka contacted, aren't you? Did she use her body to force you to claim consolation money?
Young people nowadays. But we'll overlook this matter, so just quietly marry Haruo as planned.
I thought I recognized you, the foolish parents who mistook the tool shed for a house. I'm Momoka's brother, just here to help with packing.
Stop causing trouble with your weird misunderstandings. And I have no intention of getting back with a gold digger like you.
I'm not after your money. I realized Momoka is the only one for me.
Isn't that wonderful? Haruo chose you. You're so lucky. After you're married, you can send us allowances, gourmet foods, and such every month.
No way. In addition to the consolation money, I'll sue you for defamation. You've done enough at the company.
You haven't forgotten what you did to my sister, have you? Everything is proceeding smoothly. Be prepared, we won't let you off easy.
My brother Momoda has always been hardworking, and he studied diligently to become a lawyer. When I consulted him about this situation, he happily agreed to help, so I decided to hire him. When Haruo and his mother learned about this.
Consolation money and defamation. Are you kidding me? If you do that, I'll get fired from my job, right? Come on, Momoka. It's not too late to rethink this. Right.
When we broke off the engagement, we forgave you for committing marriage fraud, didn't we?
I never committed marriage fraud. You two just misunderstood. You judged our house based on seeing just the shed and spoke to me disrespectfully, right? Didn't I say? It's easier to understand if I compare our land to several Tokyo domes. If you had remembered just that part, maybe we wouldn't be in this mess now.
Leaving without listening to the whole story, huh?
If we had married, Haruo could have had an easy life in the future, but now that's definitely impossible. Too bad.
Why? If we broke off the engagement, we can just get engaged again, right?
Don't mess with me. Who would marry someone like you? Knowing full well a man with no feelings for me is approaching for my wealth. Thinking of getting engaged again is absurd. Dream on, you idiot.
Momoka, stop being so rude to my Haruo.
Shut up, you coddling old hag.
Old hag, oh my. What a vulgar woman.
And your son wants to marry this vulgar woman.
I can take this joke of having a mama's boy like him as my brother-in-law. Besides, you taking over mom's company is out of the question. You definitely lack business acumen.
It seemed to me that Momoda was being even harsher than I was. However, both Haruo and his mother were desperately trying to reconcile with me, thinking I was a wealthy daughter.
All right, let's do this. We'll just take a monthly allowance, that's all. You don't need to send expensive foods or anything costly. I'm your elder in life, so I won't be too demanding.
Why are you still thinking about marriage? I said we're not getting back together, didn't I?
I work hard at the same company as Momoka, you know. I can easily manage the business once I get used to it. Even a single-parent household can run such a big company, so I can expand the business even more.
What did you just say?
I mean, even a single-parent household can run a big company like...
Don't you dare joke about that. Are you still mocking me? It started as a small company founded by both my mom and dad. After my dad passed away, my mom managed it all by herself, working every day, visiting various companies, and gradually growing it bit by bit.
Yeah, the reason the company grew so much is undoubtedly due to Mom's personality. She worked non-stop and raised both me and my sister all by herself.
Exactly. So I won't be belittled by someone like you saying even a single-parent household. You and your mother combined couldn't hold a candle to my mom.
That's just a bit of good luck, isn't it?
Luck is part of talent, after all.
So you two who lack luck also lack talent, right?
Exactly. I can't marry someone without talent. Indeed, Haruo looked down on me because I was from a single-parent family. Although both Momoda and I retorted angrily, somehow venting our feelings felt refreshing. Well, no matter what you two try, there's no way we're getting married.
The more you talk, the more you push her away. Why don't you just stay quiet?
Talent can blossom any time. Maybe I really can expand the business.
Mom doesn't want that.
Then I'll show her how to get motivated for expansion. So Momoka, let's get married.
Where does this baseless confidence of yours even come from? And how many times do I have to say no marriage before you get it?
I won't give up. The more I'm rejected, the more my passion flares up.
So annoying.
If you keep this up, you'll face more than just a defamation. You showed up and invited today, and we've already broken off the engagement. She's quit the company, and you've done quite a bit while she was still there, right? Plus, persistently pursuing despite rejection. Oh, right. You sent a ton of line messages, didn't you?
It's natural to convey my feelings, right?
Yay, that's stalking behavior. We'll add that to the list.
Wait. That's problematic. I'll delete the line messages.
Too late. They're all perfectly saved. Oh, and just so you know, to avoid any claims of fabrication, I've recorded everything on screen.
Oh my, what a cunning woman.
Remember, evidence speaks volumes in any matter.
Seriously, can you just leave now? I can't get any packing done.
Oh, by the way, I work at KST office, so if you make things worse for yourself, it'll really be too late.
KST Law Office.
Isn't that the famous office that's often mentioned on TV?
As soon as Haruo and his mother heard the name of the law firm where Momoda works, their expressions turned to shock. They began to panic upon realizing it was a major firm with branches nationwide.
After what you've done to my important sister, and you think everything will be forgiven if she takes you back, thinking you can get forgiveness in this situation is way too naive. Remember everything you've done to my sister, will you?
But well, it's useless to argue with Momoda, right?
Are you really going to sue me? If you do, I'll really get fired.
I don't care about what happens to a guy I've broken up with.
That's a problem. What if Haruo becomes unemployed?
That's not my problem at all. Do whatever you want.
It's tough to find a new job these days, but, well, good luck.
Okay. I won't approach Momoka anymore. Please forgive me. Please, just don't sue me. I'm begging you.
Please, I beg you. Haruo's future will be ruined.
You were the ones who said you wanted to break off the engagement, right? So stick to that.
You'll receive the official documents from Momoda's law firm. Read them thoroughly and regret deeply, all right? Bye. Losers. With Momoda's help, I was able to sue Haruo and receive compensation, including damages for the issues at work. As a result, Haruo was fired from the company. He had already burst with baseless confidence that he could reunite with me. Thinking that reuniting with me would bring him money, he indulged in luxury, shopping and dining at expensive restaurants every day. After paying me the compensation, his savings were depleted, and he covered the shortfall with debt, which only added to his financial woes. His dream of a male Cinderella story turned to dust due to his rash actions. Now, he's living with his mother, struggling to repay his debts on a meager pension. They've started fighting every day in their cramped house. As for me,
Momoka, I've been waiting for you. Could you start working on the accounts right away?
what? Asking your heartbroken daughter to work on accounting right away?
What are you talking about, sis? You look pretty relieved to me.
Your skin is even more radiant than before. Well, let's put work talk aside for now. First, let's have a party to celebrate your broken engagement.
Oh, nice. Mom, I want to eat sushi.
Mom, Momota says he's treating us.
Really? Then let's order the deluxe sushi platter.
No way. Well, okay. It's a celebration in a way.
I returned to my family home, and it seems I'll be working in the accounting department of my mother's company. I was wondering how to find a new job in the countryside, but it was foolish to worry as a new job came so easily. However, if I can support my mother as a form of filial piety, I felt very happy about working with her. Now, I will support my mother as an accountant, and Momota will support her as a lawyer. I wonder what Dad would say if he were alive. As we talked about this, our family started a new chapter with smiles all around.
If you enjoyed this video, we'd be thrilled if you subscribed to our channel. Subscribing means you'll receive notifications for new videos, keeping you in the loop with all our latest content. Your support is vital to our growth. Let's enjoy and grow together.